G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Super Rugby, Super Round, Friday night main event, the hometown heroes of the Melbourne Chokers versus the Hurricanes. Okay, I'm gonna be nice tonight. I truly thought the efforts tonight from the Melbourne Rebels deserves a participation trophy. Okay? They came so close to beat the Hurricanes, so close, yet they failed to win once again. Yes, they choked. They did choke on the last minute once again. But, I'm going to be nice. The Rebels look a lot better than last year. The 4-pack looked pretty good. I was surprised that the 4-pack was able to assert a lot of dominance, albeit against 13-player Hurricanes at times. Still, dominance regardless. And I thought Carter Gordon was hugely improved from last year. I hope he's not crying right now for losing this game, but, maybe he's crying again, but whatever. And I do think that the Hurricanes, despite, considering how good the Hurricanes looked last week against the Reds, the Rebels really look like they're another level up from what they were last year. And hopefully they'll win some games this year, and not just against not just against like the lower ranked teams, but really like make some upsets and maybe give me a little bit of hope of stop calling them the Chokers. But they did choke this game. Participation trophies once again for all the players. Everybody gets one. And so I don't know what else to say. Oh yeah, there's a few key points out of this game I want to talk about. First of all, the referee, James Dolman, sorry, there was a few really like bad, terrible mistakes from Dolman. So like in the first half, the Hurricanes scored a try like at around the 12-minute mark. Dolman was in the Rebels defensive line and blocked the defender from being able to make the tackle. So yeah, it was pretty bad. So Dolman had to like retract the try for the Hurricane against the Hurricanes, which was really disappointing. He shouldn't be there. And secondly, there was like another knock on in the first half. It was like so blatant. The player got the ball from the Rebels, right? And they literally threw the ball to the ground. Like it was so blatant knock on, and the referee's like, "That's okay, went backwards." Like even the commentary was like, "I can't believe that's not a knock on." It was really bad. For the first time, we saw a yellow card being upgraded to a red card after it was given. So one of the Hurricanes player was like ran into a rock and basically headbutted a player. No, it wasn't headbutt. It was a shoulder to the head. I thought it was really light. I thought yellow card was sufficient, but the TMO said, "Hey, so the rules now is that it's gonna be a yellow card. The referee will immediately give a yellow card essentially, and then the TMO will decide whether it's warrants a red." So the TMO later on rings up the referee saying, "Hey, that's a red card, mate." So there was just I thought this was really stupid. Should have just done it in the first place because it's like so confusing now. Like the time that it took for the TMO to go to the referee, and the referee had to like pull the captain Adi Savia back to tell him it's a red card, and it's like confusing. Everybody has to explain to the fans, and if you're watching this live in the stadium, you wouldn't even know this. I don't think they announced. Like I don't know how you can even announce this. Like it's just bizarre, like really bizarre how they was handling this. Just have it. I wanted to see a red card live. I want to see the fan reactions. It's if it's a red card, you just spend that extra 30 seconds and make it a red card. It's really like convoluting everything unnecessarily. But I mean, you already have a 20-minute red card, so it's not a big deal. Like you can, I think it's really stupid how this is actually like if you were to think about it, it sounds like it's a good idea, but in reality, the fact that he has to pull over the captain in the middle of the game and tell him he turned into a red card was just really unnecessary and like probably taking up more time than if he had just given out a red card initially, because you had to review it anyway. They took time to review it and determine that it was a yellow card, so it's not like the yellow card didn't take time to derive. It took him just long as much time as they would have taken to derive as the red card in the first place, right? So like it was just so stupid, unnecessary, just unnecessary. Like it's whoever came out with this clearly don't watch rugby, just stupid. So watching this whole thing turn out was mind blowing. Anyway, what else do I want to talk about? So speaking of Adi Savia, he got a yellow card for entering a scuffle and just really yanked Gordon out and then like kind of like threw him to the ground. He gets a yellow card. He wasn't happy and he was disgusted getting sent off. The Rebels players were giving him a bit of a mouthful. He literally turned around and give him the I'm pretty sure in the haka when they do this it means live. So he was like, "You're gonna live, mate." Yeah. So I don't know what's the offense about that. I mean, they this means live. Ha. The word ha means life, right? And that's the motion for life. I'm not joking, by the way. This is why they did this in the haka. Like, it's anyway. So everybody was offended. All the kids were offended. All the parents were offended. I thought Adi Savia was to come out in the second half. I was glued to the TV, right? I thought he was gonna come onto the field and murder somebody, but nobody died. Nobody died, and I was like, I was actually let down. I thought he was gonna come out and just like murder someone. But anyway, so that was that. And then so it's probably the first time I see anybody get sent off, like during a scuffle. So that was a little bit strange to begin with. But yeah, it is what it is. Again, Hurricanes had to play like the second half with Adi Savia in the bin, and then the headshot happened as well. So it was like a period where Hurricanes were playing with 13 players, just chipping the scoreboard away. Melbourne really showed some dominance in the second half. Already said that. So yeah, let's go through some stats and see what actually happened. 5 tries apiece. So Melbourne putting on 5 tries. It's already like an anomaly against, a team like Hurricanes. 606 run meters. Actually did more run meters than the Hurricanes. Which, last week against the Reds was just dominating the Reds in terms of run meters. So really did a good effort there for the Rebels. 606, 479. By the way, Eddie Jones is watching. Maybe that has something to do with it, but players were actually playing really well for the Rebels. 20 turnovers conceded for the Rebels, which was a little bit weird, a little bit of slacking, especially the breakdowns. Hardy Savia especially was able to just like yank the ball out. Jordy Barrett as well was just able to yank the ball out a few times at the breakdowns to get the turnovers. Whereas Hurricanes only considered 12 turnovers. Tackle count, 115 tackles for Hurricanes, 24 missed tackles for the Rebels, 27 missed tackles, 104 slightly worse, but not too much. Kicks in play, 31 to the Hurricanes, 30 to the Rebels. I actually felt like the Hurricanes probably could have dominated the kicking game, but with Jordy Barrett at 12, I really felt like the kicking game, probably went a lot better than I thought for the Rebels. To be honest, I thought there was just like Jordy Barrett was just going to dominate that. Lineouts, perfect lineouts for the Hurricanes, and 1 lineouts loss for the Rebels. Scrums, 2 scrums lost for the Rebels. It is what it is. The Hurricanes do have the All Blacks starting Terrell Lomax in the scrummaging, so it is a pretty brutal affair. In terms of penalty count, Hurricanes only consider. The Rebels only considered 9 penalties, so really good discipline as well. 1 yellow card. Can't remember what that was, but there was 1 yellow card against the Rebels. I think it was repeated penalties. The Hurricanes, 1 red and 1 red. The red is a high shot to the head, cleaning out, and then the yellow card was against Adi Savia for unsportsmanlike conduct. And it is what it is. It's up to debates. I didn't feel like I thought that I thought it was exciting. He did a bit of a taunt, and I thought that was exciting. I didn't think that it was that much of an issue, to be honest. I thought, probably should have more of that and get more viewers, right? She encouraged that to get more viewership. But anyway, a lot of these people like to pretend that they're better than everybody else when it comes to being rugby fans. Anyway, so point summary: 6 tries apiece. So the Rebels actually started out really well. Got the try on the ball immediately. I actually missed the try because I wanted to get a coffee. Didn't expect the Rebels to score so quickly. Wilkins gets on the ball 2 minutes into the game. Literally, Hurricanes look like they're just a little bit shell shocked. In fact, the Rebels did look really strong as well against the Western Force last week. So it came out exactly the way they were against the Western Force. Just full power, a lot of forward physicality from the Rebels, which is really, really good to see. So that up front forwards yields an early try right away for the Rebels. For the Hurricanes, however, they strikes back. Adi Savia gets his try for the Hurricanes 12 minutes in. I think it was just, again, this looked like he knocked on the ball, but he kind of like put the ball on the try. It looked like he knocked it on. It was really hard to see. It looked like it was short as well. But the referee on the field said decision. The referee on the field, James Dolman, literally asked Adi Savia, "Was it a try, mate?" And Adi Savia just went, yeah. And the referee, based on that, called it a try on the field. I kid you not. The referee literally asked Adi Savia to honestly tell him if he scored, and then Adi Savia said, yeah. And then the referee goes, okay, on-field decision try. And the TMO obviously couldn't get the exact angles to overrule it. There was, but it looked like it was a bit short, bit blurry. No one can be for sure. But yeah, based on Adi Savia's call, the referee giving this a try. And then few minutes, so like on the 27th minute, just before 30-minute mark, Adi Savia gets a second try, and this time legitimately he got the ball. I think it was a Moore at the back, just barged him over, just rams through like 3 players and puts the ball down for the try for the Hurricanes. And then, just before halftime, the Hurricanes were up. I think it was 15 points to 7 or something. But yeah, it was just, and then just before halftime, there was a bit of a scuffle, and then Adi Savia gets yellow carded. So second half, just for halftime, before the yellow card, the Hurricanes put on another try as well. So the Rebels were looking really bad at halftime. So Morby scores another one in 35 minutes. So Hurricanes was 3 tries up and a penalty over the Rebels 1 try. So it was looking pretty dire. So Hurricanes gets a yellow card on the dot of halftime when the Rebels when Adi Savia for unsportsmanlike conduct. So second half, the Rebels had a bit of play advantage at the beginning, able to score a try 5 minutes into the game. And then one of the Hurricanes player also gets yellow carded, which turned into a red card. So the Rebels really started to build a bit of momentum with 2 players in the bin. And then 54 minutes, Gordon gets I think it was an intercept or something, but he gets a runaway try around 60 meters for the Rebels. And then the Hurricanes finally gets a full team back on the field around the around 55. How long was it? It was around 60 minutes. So they finally get their full players on the board. They were just managing the game with the goal kicks. And then Riasi gets himself into the corner. Hurricanes build some space. Just good hands across the side. Riasi goes in for the try. And then the Rebels, for the last about 30 minutes, 25 minutes, really starting to dominate with the 4-pack. Hardwick gets one hard running try in for himself, 67 minutes in. And then another beautiful set piece, 73 minutes in. Hardwick, again, just crashed himself through following, I think it was a scrum. Crashed himself through for another try in the 73rd minute. And then at that point, it's looking like, the Rebels could potentially do it. Only 1 point behind. They could, it was just, if we could get any penalty or anything like that, they could potentially steal the game. Especially the commentators were talking about Reece Hodge being on the field, who can kick 50-meter plus penalties. Jordie Barrett could kick 50-meter penalties as well. But anyway, it was the Hurricanes. Eventually, the Rebels were trying to run the ball out of there on 22. Hurricanes turns the ball over, immediately spare the ball out wide. Jordie Barrett was just switched on in space, goes into the corner, and that was it. Put the nail in the coffin, 77 minutes into the game. And the Rebels, once again, kind of lost at the brink there a little bit. 39 points to the Hurricanes, 33 to the Rebels. But yeah, I'm really 2 weeks in a row now. I was really, I wouldn't say surprised. I was really, happy to see the Rebels 4-pack being so physical, which is something that had been missing a little bit in the past. And that 4-pack, being physical up front really creates a lot of space for Gordon to work around the back. And, I thought, this guy, Carter Gordon, last year I thought it was just barely scraping into the team. He was really ordinary. But yeah, this year he really looked like starting to get up there as a serious number 10 for the Rebels at the professional level. So yeah, and the upfront dominance from the 4-pack really creates a lot of opportunities for him to go forward as well, which is looking good. So yeah, a lot of promising stuff for the Rebels. Monty Ioane is playing for the Rebels as well instead of playing for Italy in the Six Nations. He really didn't do much, to be honest. I was expecting him to do a bit more. Decent under the high ball, but really didn't show nearly as much of that flair that he did against when he was playing for Italy. So something that maybe we can see how that, I don't know. Maybe maybe they can utilize him a little bit more, give him a bit more opportunities, and that'll be good. With that being said, thanks for watching this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts on this game. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2 of Super Rugby, Super Round in Melbourne. Thanks.